Hey guys, it's Meg, what's up? Today I'm going to be talking about being a high school dropout. This is not a video of me recommending you to drop out of high school. I never imagined or planned to drop out of high school, but just my life was complicated and it's just how it panned out. But yeah, please stay in school. So I moved to Japan when I was about to turn 14, and I just didn't really know much Japanese and I just wasn't ready to move here. If you want to know why I had to move to Japan in the first place, I will link down the moving to Japan story video in the description. So moving to Japan when I was about to turn 14, I was not ready, I was not motivated, I just didn't want to be here. My plan was to move back to America for college. I had my eyes on New York University. So once I moved here without really knowing Japanese and not really speaking it that much growing up, it would have been great to go to an international school. That's where my mom actually wanted me to go, but we couldn't afford going to any international school because international schools in Japan are really expensive. And as I said in my moving to Japan video, I literally didn't have any money coming here. My mom didn't have a job. We didn't have a home and we had to stay with my cousin and he let us stay for free. In America, growing up, I always went to Montessori school, which is a different kind of school system. It's private. And yeah, I guess once I moved to Japan, my mom also didn't want me to go to a normal public school. I'm not sure why, even though we didn't have money. But she gave me two private school choices that were much cheaper than international schools. But I had two choices and I picked the one that looks way easier because I was not motivated to learn. Basically, you can get by without studying in that school as long as you pay. I do know some friends that did study hard in that school, but most of the people, the majority of people didn't. And a lot of them were just slackers, but they got to graduate. This school was kind of weird where it was an official high school, but not an official middle school. So if you graduate high school, you'll be fine. But if you graduate middle school, then you didn't officially graduate middle school. So I went to that school for almost 3 years and didn't learn a thing. The classes were in Japanese and I didn't know any Japanese, so how am I supposed to learn anything? They weren't really trying to teach me and I wasn't really trying to learn. I was just thinking I'll pay, get by, graduate, and go to college in America. But plot twist, on my third year of going to the school, I was taking the end of the year tests, and right before I was gonna take them, my teacher came in and told me I had to leave school because I didn't pay this year's school fee. Yeah. I was shocked. I didn't know we didn't pay this year's school fee. I went home crying and asked my mom about it, and then she told me that she actually was having trouble paying for school. I think my mom was having a really hard time paying, but she never told me about it because she never wants me to worry. And then I found out like that and it was kind of a mess. But little did I know, I actually didn't pay maybe 2 years worth of school fees. I couldn't really go to school after that because I still haven't paid, and I just kind of left the school after that. That's how I got kicked out of school, but the story doesn't end there. I think I was around 16 at that time, and after that, my mom enrolled me into a night public middle school because I didn't officially graduate middle school. Yes, weird, I know, but that's what it is. And this night school, public school, middle school is very interesting. This night school, middle school, public school was ages from like 14, 15 to maybe 80. So most of the people in my class were actually older than me. People that were adults working during the day and then they would go to school at night. People that couldn't go graduate school because of the war. It's crazy, but I'm actually grateful I went to the school because it gave me perspective and I saw how grateful they were to be at school and have the privilege to learn. And I never really thought of it that deep where there's people that really can't learn even if they want to. The people at my school were mainly from China, Philippines, Nepal, and then some elderly people that were Japanese. I actually really enjoyed going to the school because this was the time where I actually learned Japanese and the teachers actually cared to teach me. So yeah, I really enjoyed going to the school, and this was the first time where I really made a lot of Asian friends from different countries that weren't just Japan. I got to finally experience Japanese lunch food, cafeteria food, but it was actually dinner. It was great. I got along with the teachers there, and it was the first time in Japan where I actually enjoyed going to school. I finally felt like I was learning again. When I was in America, I actually loved going to school. I loved my teachers. I was really close with them. And coming to Japan, my first school, I didn't really care about my teachers, although they were nice, but they didn't really care enough to teach me. I guess I was also in the wrong mindset then, so maybe I was also hard to teach, but they also weren't really willing to teach me from like zero. But in this school they were, and there were a lot of people with different levels of Japanese. So I could relate to these people more. I went to this school for 2 years and I would have Japanese lessons, but I would also have all the middle school lessons but in Japanese. The way the school worked was if you didn't know any Japanese, you would basically only have Japanese lessons, because if you don't know Japanese, you can't learn other stuff in Japanese. But if you did know Japanese, you would have history classes and math classes and everything. So after going to the school for 2 years and finally graduating middle school, I had the option to go to high school, and I did apply to a Japanese public art school, and I didn't get in. I wondered if I still wanted to go to public school if I don't get to do what I love, which was video making and just creative stuff in general. I decided I don't want to go to public school unless it's an art school. So that's how I kind of dropped out of high school, went to middle school, and then just didn't go to high school. Life can be very complicated, and it's kind of a lot to explain to people when they ask. Everything did end up working out, and if you have any questions, I am happy to answer them, so let me know down below. In the next story, I hope to share how I became a professional video editor, how I got a full-time job without graduating high school. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Give it a big thumbs up if you want to see more videos like this of me just sharing honestly and openly. Don't shame people, don't assume things when you don't know the full story. I hope you guys have an amazing week. Keep doing you. Love you. Bye!